In this video, we're going to set up a database and use it for our persistence session. So to do that, there are quite a lot of user interface to work with MySQL database. Either PHP is among the best one. We have the one I usually use is Navigat Premium, and you might have SQL Pro or SQL Pro, something like that. You might even don't have any of them. You just might have just your terminal window, and then whatever you're doing is just if you type MySQL with a -u with your username root, and then with the -p, it's going to prompt your password. You can access to your MySQL. So if I say show databases, and then you can see that all of my databases right here is these databases on the left in the MySQL. So even if you have a command prompt and then you don't have any interface, in the exercise files I have 3 lines of SQL command or MySQL command, and I'm going to explain you what they are. And you can just copy them, maybe line by line, copy them and then paste them in your command line. Hit enter and you can access and then you can come along with this course. The first line says create database if not exist, persistent, and then we're going to collate UTF-8 general CI. The first thing it says, okay, create database if not exist. So we're going to create a database called persistent, even though we have many databases here, but I prefer to use another database which is called persistent. Then we're going to collate it to UTF-8 general CI. CI stands for case insensitive, and what this does is if you even using a Chinese language, Indian language, Persian language, any language you are using, this is not this is going to adopt that language, and then you won't be you don't see different characters. You're going to see the characters you want. So this is a really good idea to do this. The second line is create user sysadmin localhost identified by secret. So we're going to create a user called sysadmin, sys_admin, and then we're going to set the password to secret. Here you don't want to use a secret password. You want to, if you're using a production, you want to use really strong password. I suggest you use small letter, capital letter, and then numbers, combination of numbers and ASCII characters, and then the characters that even more than 6. You want to use something like this, which is going to be really hard to guess. But for the purpose of the demonstration, I'm going to use secret to access the database really easy. So these 2 lines are going to first is going to create a database. The second is going to just set the user to it, and then we're going to grant this user. We're going to grant select, insert, update, delete on persistent to this user we created already. So the user we created is sys_admin. We're going to grant, which means we're going to allow them to select, perform these tasks, select, insert, update, delete on this database, only this database. And all I'm going to do, even though I could go ahead and use this and create by hand, I'm going to go to this SQL command and then paste these 3 lines here and then say go. And then it says SQL return on empty result set. But if I hit refresh right now, you can see that we have our persistent here. So now if I click on this user, you can see that I have a sysadmin right here, as well as a few users right here. You might only have a few of them, maybe root, any. But we created this one, and it's a very good idea to create a different user with the different privileges. So some of these users like Amir, root, and these users are having all privileges, and this is not a good idea. Maybe you're having an administration in privileges, and that's going to be a very good idea. Even though if you want to create this sysadmin, you need to come to the you need to log into your SQL database as a root administrator. So if I click on this edit privileges, you can see there are no privileges selected, and these are global privileges. Global privileges are specifically mentions about all the database you want to do. Maybe if I maybe click on this, and this is very dangerous, click delete. Now this user can delete any database he or she wants, and this is not a good idea. Maybe you want this user only work with this database. Maybe you want this user only to see one of these databases, which is going to be persistent. So this global privileges is not going to be the one you want. You need to scroll on top and then click on this database. So if I click on the database, you can see that I have only one database, and then with a few privileges such as select, insert, update, and delete. And then you have grant, no, and then table specific privileges. So there is no table. We're gonna add the table, database table in the next movie. But now you can actually log out and then access as a sys_admin with the password of secret. And then if I hit enter now, there we go. You can only see one database, and you won't be able to see any database. And then if I click on this user, there's no user tab right here. You see that? It's because you don't have any administration privileges. So in the next movie, I'm gonna create a table to use this database for our sessions.